this is something I'm calling stuff you may not have seen before, where I'm just going to talk about some basses a little bit out of the mainstream sort of instruments that bass players use, and probably instruments that are generally not made anymore. You can still pick these up on the second-hand market. This one here is a Neusser Cloudburst, the flagship model from Neusser, who are sadly no longer around, and it's a very interesting bass. I just want to go over some of the features that it has that make it unique. Firstly, it's shaped along the lines of a jazz bass, but it's a neck through instrument. It has two Neusser humbuckers, which are a lot like EMG pickups in that they're very bright, and a really interesting, although they look like standard controls of volume, balance, treble and bass, this little switch makes all the difference. And what that is the modern vintage switch. When it's in modern, the treble control behaves like a regular treble control in that it will boost and cut treble. In the vintage mode, as you boost the treble, it cuts the mids. As you reduce the treble, it boosts the mids at the same time, and you get this sort of sound from it. If I'm just doing it in normal mode there, and I flick it to that vintage mode, you can hear that scoop the mids there. If I turn it the other way, it's cut the treble and boosted the mids, and with a bit of bass boost, overdrive the input of the amp quite easily. So you can get some really interesting tones from all these controls. Some of the other features are actually this preamp is made by EBS. They don't make it anymore. EBS makes some great bass gear, and the amps and speakers that I've tried are fantastic. It's an 18 volt circuit. The body has a curve like a Spectre or a Warwick around the back. The input jack is drilled at an angle like a Ibanez or a Tune, so you can easily loop it through your strap so you don't accidentally unplug it. The bridge arrangement is much like an Ibanez with separate bridge for each string. The fretboard is a compound radius going from 16 inches down to 9.5 at this end, and interesting wood combinations of flame maple, ash in the middle, sandwiched in the middle there, and an alder back, so it gives you some interesting wood tones. And the neck is maple with walnut stringers. I like the volute there, which strengthens the neck at this point where it's the weakest on most basses. So interesting bass. If you find one on the second-hand market, I suppose if you like this sort of thing, it wouldn't be bad to pick it up. It's really playable, really smooth, and a very versatile bass. This is the fretless version of the same bass. The differences are the top wood on this is Bubinga rather than maple, and it's finished in an oil and wax finish all over. The other one is a nitro finish. hope you enjoyed that. Just an interesting little artifact of some basses that you may or may not have seen before. The Neusser Cloudburst.